can I ask you what chart system are we watching? What's the name of the chart system? You know, the supplier or whatever.
All right, so we've got some proprietary systems, but the platform is called TradeStation. Trevor, TradeStation.
Okay, TradeStation. Yeah.
Yeah, TradeStation, and we have several systems, trading systems with algorithms that we build on the TradeStation platform. All right. Do you trade? And welcome. I know this is your first time, right? This is your first time, right? Trevor?
Pardon me?
Yeah, this is your first time here, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, all right. Do you trade currently?
I might have dabbled a little bit, not very much.
Right.
enough to be dangerous, you know.
All right. I detect an accent. Are you from London?
Well, England, yeah, originally, yes.
Okay.
I live in Clearwater now.
Clearwater. Okay. All right. So you're close by. I'm in Orlando.
Oh, that's pretty close. Yeah, really. I can't see where the symbol is.
So this is it here. EL. EL, right? EL.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your goal here with this stock? What's your goal?
Right. That's where I've come to learn. You know, I don't really know when. I can see sometimes when to get in, but I don't know when to get out. Never sure where it's going in the long run, you know.
At what price did you get in?
I think it's about 203, something like that.
So 203.
Yeah.
All right. 203.
Not long ago, but probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Okay.
Still holding it, huh?
Okay, so 203. Let's see.
Hell of a job.
And I'm start looking at this one.
All right, so Trevor, we'll try to analyze this for you. So now, how long do you plan on staying in this? What time frame are you trading on? What time frame?
Well, that's my problem. You see, I'll sort of hold it and sell it until I think you reach the top. But I don't. That's one of my problems. I don't know when it's reached. That's why I'm coming in.
Okay. I'm going to recommend. I will analyze this stock here, but we have classes Sunday through Thursdays. Okay, and we have a beginners class tomorrow, which I think would be excellent for you. Okay, so it's tomorrow, same time. All right, come to all the classes, but that beginners class tomorrow, right? We'll go through some of the basics of how we enter and exit trades. Okay, and I can hear that's perhaps a concern, right? How do I enter, but most importantly, how do I exit? Okay, so be sure to come to that class tomorrow. Okay, but we'll attempt to analyze it here for you. All right. So your entry was 2, and anyone else, you guys can help Trevor out. Okay, those of you who've been here. All right, we can help him out. All right, here. The good news is you bought it near the bottom. All right, you bought it near the bottom. Let's see here. And I'll try to keep this as simple as possible. This is on a daily time frame here, and your buy signal was here. Let me ask you, what made you, out of all the stocks that are out there, right? Why did you decide on?
I think I heard Kramer say something about it. You know Kramer?
China?
No, Kramer.
Kramer. Jim Cramer.
Cramer.
Yeah, I know Jim Cramer. Yeah.
I mean,
Jim Cramer. Okay. So you heard it on CNBC?
Yeah, I usually watch it on YouTube though, but Yeah.
Okay.
And in my primitive sort of stocks, right, it looked sort of quite a good time to buy, but as
Okay.
it happens, it has done fairly well since, but who knows
Okay.
where it's going to go from now on?
Okay. So you heard about it on Jim Cramer. Okay. All right. Hey, Corey, welcome. All right. Let me ask you, do you remember, Trevor, what he said about this? What Jim Cramer said about this particular stock?
Well, he said it was I don't know, yeah, so like a good steady sort of stock, and it should benefit from um, and any uptick in China. Apparently, there's a lot of big up there. Yeah, I was just, you know, I kind of looked at it and I thought, well, he's probably right, in this time. I mean, everything it says, but at this time I thought, well, it looked reasonable.
Yeah. All right. So we got in because Jim Cramer thought it was a good opportunity.
Sort of recommended it, yeah.
He recommended it, right? Is this the only one that he recommended that you're in?
Yes, yeah. I really don't like taking recommendations offline because my experience has been that I've lost more money by listening to people online than I've made, I think, in overall. And ones that I've picked up myself as well, they haven't done that great, but I think my biggest losses have been listening to some people online, because
Online.
I often come to the conclusion when they tell you it's a good buy, they're unloading it, but I don't know. I really don't know.
So they want you to get in, and while you in, they unload it, huh? They pump and dump it, huh?
I don't know. I mean, there's lots of finagling going on, but who knows?
It sounds like you've been around. You've seen a few things, huh? You've been around these markets for a while.
Well, I first started. I'm a terrible investor, really. First started putting money into stock market, into mutual funds around the year 2000, so I'm going to turn
Okay.
to 2000. And
Okay.
I got some really good results, really good. I was up probably 100%.
Okay.
And then, the guy who was managing the fund and that, he didn't tell us to get out. So I got out and I lost about, half my money probably. So I didn't,
Wow.
I didn't have enough sense to stay in. But anyway, I still don't know whether I've got any good sense anyway, but there you go. I don't think I am. I'm kind of impetuous in a way, but
No. We can learn so much from you, Trevor. So I really welcome you here. 2000, we had a conversation last night, or class last night, and we were talking about some of the same things you're talking about now, right? Taking, listening to the news, right? Like folks like Kramer, Jim Kramer, and getting recommendations. Now, back in 2000, and guys, anyone you guys can jump in at any time, and ask Trevor some questions too, because he's been around. He's been around these markets for a while. 2000, that was before the dot-com crash,
yeah.
right?
Well, yeah,
Uh,
that crazy. I made a lot of money going out, but like a fool, if I'd stayed in, I'd probably been worth, I don't know, maybe 1 million by now. Because that's how it goes, isn't it? This is like 20 years ago.
yeah,
I mean, in 20 years, and they were, I think it was like equivalent to the QQQ or something like that. I think it was mostly technology things.
so the
And
QQs, okay.
yeah, I mean, anyway, if I stayed in, I'd have been had a lot more money than what I have now, I'm sure. But that's only money, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Only,
those mutual funds you got those, was it late 90s? Was it late 90s or was it 2020?
It's probably late 90s when I first started. Because it did. I mean, it went up pretty rapidly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
probably could have been. I don't know exactly. It's a long while ago. It could have been. Yeah, it could have been 97, 98, 99 when I was putting money in.
And
And
you had a fund manager manage the funds for you? You had a manager?
yeah, it was a mutual fund. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so I was just totally in his hands. You know.
Okay. And you said,
He
because you
didn't
said that you would have done well had you held to this day, right? But he got you out or you got out?
didn't get me. I panicked when I saw the market going down. It. I mean, I was up. I was up a lot of time, and I probably lost more than half the money. And by that,
Okay.
I was so panicked. I just sold. Well, probably the worst was over by that time, and if I'd have kept in, you know, it would have gone up again over the years, but I didn't. And that's
But
what
you
happened.
didn't. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I remember the dot-com crash. I was in the markets, but I was still learning, right? So I wasn't aggressively in the markets. But I remember that. That was painful. That was a painful time.
Yeah, it was, yeah, extremely.
Mm-hmm.
To a meeting afterwards, you know, a meeting of I forget it was exactly, but there's a number of other people who would do who was the same thing as me. We were all saying, "Damn me," you know, funny if only, you know.
Yeah, if only we knew.
Yeah, so
Were you trading during the 2008
no,
crash?
but then I sort of stopped altogether.
You stopped.
It was
Okay.
only, and I can't recall the exact times, but it was only about a year ago. I thought, well, you know, let's start having another go. But
Oh, okay.
I'm still a learner, you know. I mean, I can see where the charts are going, you know, when it's green and when it's red, you know. But who
Yeah.
when it's got to the bottom of the red, and who knows when it's got to the top of the green? You know, I mean,
Mm,
that's the thing, isn't it?
yeah. So
So
do you consider yourself like a buy and hold type of guy or a type of trader, or are you more in and out?
I I think, I mean, I don't have that many more. I don't think I got that many more years to go, to be honest. I can't afford to be
You
looked.
look great. You look great to me, Trevor.
Well, thank you. I don't. I think I'm more turning into more of a wannabe trader.
A wannabe trader.
A wannabe, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I love your story. You know, I think a lot of us can learn, right, from your experience. Okay. Um, I'm going to go through how we analyze the charts and see if we can help you out with this trade here. All right. Um, have you heard of support and resistance through the years? Have you heard of support and resistance through the years?
Will you say that again, please?
Yeah. Have you heard of the term support and resistance through the years?
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about it really, but I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure I'd like to hear it.
Okay. But you haven't heard the term support and resistance in all the years that you've been trading off and on. You haven't heard that term, or have you?
Well, I've heard
Support.
support. Yeah, I've heard support. Yeah.
You've
Yes.
heard of support,
Yeah.
and you've heard the term resistance.
Yes.
Okay, good, good, good. But have you used it? Have you used support and resistance in
No,
your trading?
I'm not that sort. I don't know enough about those technicalities to make use of them. But I heard it. I mean, I can see it on the chart
Okay,
once the chart is played out, you know. But I can't see
okay,
it at the time, you know, when you need to know it.
yeah, okay, 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 okay. So yeah, that the beginners class tomorrow, I think will help you a great deal. So let's analyze your stock here. So your buy your buy was at 203, right?
Yeah.
And the price closed today at right here at 220 is where it closed right here. All right. So based on your chart here, these red candles, right, are sellers. These are sellers. Green candles are buyers. All right. So the good news is, right, you've got buyers coming in. So you got some buying coming in. All right, right here, right here. All right. So what we would like for the price to do is hold, right? Hold here. All right. Not break down. All right. We call this support. So you've got near-term support. Your entry is here. Your entry is here. We've got near-term support right here, which is about 211. Okay.
There's just one thing, if I could interrupt. I don't think I can see the end of the chart. I think, your picture and my picture and I think they're in the way of the end of the chart. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Hey guys, can you guys see my chart here? Can you guys see the drawings here?
I can see where it went up green, then there's like a little white round dot there, and then it's starting going down again in red. But I can't see the bottom of the red and any further than that. And I don't know whether it's the end of the chart, you see. That's
Hey, Mary, Corey, Charlie, can you guys see my chart here? Can you guys see my chart?
Yeah, I can see it there.
Yes,
I
can
see it perfectly fine.
You guys can see it? Okay.
Yes.
All right, Trevor, it might be on your side. So
okay.
Might be on your end.
If I change the view of the chart, well, of course, standard, I don't know what that means. Side by side self view, what about that? Yeah, I don't know.
So you can't see any of my right and right here. My right here. You can't see this? What I'm doing now?
No.
You can't see that, huh? Huh.
Is it in the chat room then, or?
Yeah, you should see my screen. My trading screen here. And my drawings here. You should see this here.
I don't know. What I can see is I can see on the left-hand side, I can see
Can you see me? My cursor here?
Can you move it? Oh yeah, I can see you drawing a line. Yeah, I can see you.
You can see that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. So, okay, if you look at this chart here, this is a daily chart. What can you make from the chart, right? So we're gonna do some chart analysis here. All right. So just looking at this chart, what can you tell? And here is where you bought. Here is where you bought right here, 203. Right here is where you entered the trade, which is not a bad entry, by the way. All right. So what can you tell from the chart?
Well, I can see it's gone down.
It's going down.
Yeah,
right.
It made a bottom. I can't see what the date was, but sometime it made several bottoms there between about May, probably.
Okay.
May. And then it starts to make another little bottom, and then it goes up to green, and now it's gone up to green, and it's but now it's on the way down again.
Okay, so about right here, it made a bottom here. Okay.
Yeah, it's about halfway down on the right side. The last readings are about halfway between the green in probably August and the bottom in May, so it's about halfway down.
Okay.
Is that
what else can you tell from the chart? And anyone else, if you guys want to help Trevor out, and what else can you tell from the chart? Just the chart, not what Jim Cramer thinks or said, right? Just the price action just the chart? What else can we make from this?
Well, I mean, it made some significant bottoms in May by the looks of it, and it hasn't reached those bottoms again. It kind of made 2 attempts to get there, but it didn't. And now it's made it's gone up until it made a sort of a top at the green there in, I don't know, October.
So the attempts to move higher has continued to fail. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's got yeah. I mean, if I look at the bottom area of the chart, right, we got the big bottom down there in probably May. Then we got an up in the end of May and June, and then another one in June, and then another high maybe in August, September, and now it's on the way down again. But it hasn't yet reached the bottoms that it made in May.
So what do you think? What do you think, Trevor, would happen here?
What do I think might happen? Well, it looks to me as like the bottoms are gradually getting higher.
Okay.
Because we got the 3 or 4 big bottoms in May, and then you got another one. It's, I don't know, June or something. That's a bit higher, and then you got another one probably in July and a bit higher, and then you got another one here, which is in probably October or November. I don't know, and that's not quite as low as the last one, as the one in June or July, whatever that was. So it's possible, I don't know, but could start going up again. But
does this look different here? This chart look different to you now?
Yes.
Okay, so we've moved it from a daily time frame to a weekly time frame. So where does the price look like it wants to go ahead now? Does this make it a bit clearer for you?
Yeah, now this is what scale is this? Is it?
This is the weekly time frame. So every candle is a week's worth of data. So we went from a daily to a weekly.
Okay, and it goes from it goes right back to 2014 or probably 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so it made a big bottom in April and May 20. That made a really big bottom there. Yeah.
Yeah, and here is the current week that we're in right here. Let me open this up for you.
Well, it's got potential to go higher, but the economic situation, I don't know about it. I mean that's what's in the offing, Who knows whether it's not going to go down as recession may be coming again. I don't know. Well, actually. But I don't know. It doesn't look very good on this chart. Doesn't look very good.
It doesn't look very good, does it?
Not to me, no. It's got a lot of red there recently.
A lot of red, right?
Yeah, and it made a bounce there, but it's gone down quite almost to the low again. There's a candlestick. The last candlestick on the right there, that almost touched the bottom line.
So let me ask you, if you had this information here, right? So when you heard what Jim Cramer had to say about this stock, right? EL, and you entered it, right? Yeah. Based on his recommendation, right?
Yeah.
If you had this information, do you think you would have entered the trade? If you had this information right here, do you think you would have entered the trade?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? Probably not. I'm glad you noticed that and you're honest about it, right? So the goal is, and you're not alone in this, right? But the goal is, whenever we are concerned about a trade, right? Kind of zoom. We have one of our traders said, when in doubt, one of our traders let's say it is when in doubt, zoom out, right? So
Yeah.
whenever you have a trade, and it's confusing a bit, it's hard to tell the direction, and every time frame is different. So if we brought it to a 4-hour time frame, that will look very different than the daily, right?
Right.
But a lot of times we'll get a lot of noise, right? A lot of noise,
Yeah.
meaning not a lot of direction on the smaller time frames. All right, so it's a good idea to not trade. You know, we don't want to trade on multiple time frames, but we can look at the different time frames um, to give us a better understanding on the direction of the price. Okay, so here is a smaller time frame, the 102, the 240-minute time frame. That looks very different, all right, than here, the
Yeah.
daily, right? The daily. And then here is the weekly here, which is what we just looked at here. Right? And then let's take a look at the monthly. Let's see if the monthly time frame shows us anything else, right? And look at the monthly here. Does this look any, would this have helped your decision? This is the monthly time frame now. Do you think this would have helped your decision-making process?
Well, I can't see. I don't think I can see the end of it again, can I?
Can't see the end of it?
To the right. To the right. Is that all of it?
Can you, how about now? Can you see the end of it now?
You can see a big red that some big red down lines there at the end. Well, it looks like taking a chance on it that it's going to go up, because that's quite a pretty big dip there.
Okay. What does this chart tell us, if you can see it? So now this is near, this was 2010. So at 2010, it started to move higher.
Yeah.
Right? And I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this, right? So the buy signal, 2010, right? Right?
Mm.
You went through your the mutual funds, all of that. That was about 2000, right? But this is 2010, right? And it started moving higher. And that's about when the market started moving higher, 2000 to 2012,
Yeah.
after the crash, right? Crash of 2000, 2008. All right. So if you look here, right, Trevor and everyone else, right? The buy signal, the buy came in at 2010 at 20, it was at $22.
Yeah.
Right? This is a monthly time frame. And then it closed, right?
Right.
We got out based on the system, all right?
Yeah.
September, right? September, around September was when we got a signal to get out at 226. So 226. Now I'm not saying that you would have stayed in this long, right? We're just looking at what the big picture is saying, all right? What the big picture is telling us. All right, and your entry is 203. Do you think the money has been made already in this stock, or do you think there's a lot more potential to go? So it went from 2010, just follow me for a second. It went from 2010, it was $27, right? It made a high, Trevor, all the way up. It went all the way up to 369. So the buy entry, now that was a long time ago, 2010. So 2010, all right, it was at $27. And then in earlier this year, right? Last year, it made a high right? Let's see here. January of 2022. So January 2022, it made a high of 363, an all-time high of 363. And then it's been coming down, right? If you look here, right? So it made a high here, 363. Horrible. Right, started here at 27, right? And it's been coming down ever since. Been getting lower, 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 lower.
It's probably still going to keep going down.
It's probably still going to keep going down, right? A lot has to happen for it to start going higher, right? So we want to be careful when we and I think you're realizing that, right? That we don't want to take recommendations, right? It's okay if we hear a recommendation, but then we want to take that information and then we want to put it to the price action, all right? Because the price action will tell us a lot, right? Price action will tell us a lot. The better trade would have been down in here. And this is an expensive stock too. So think about the people, right, that heard about it and bought at 363.
Yeah.
Right? Or 300. All right. Or where you bought, right? You bought here at 203. All right. What if it goes lower to $100, right? Right? Or $50.
It could do. It could do.
It could do, right? You've been around, right? So you've seen it happen. Right? You've seen it happen. It happens, right? You can do this. And then come all the way back down like this. Yeah, right. You've seen that. You saw that in 2001, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, can't give any advice, right? You entered the trade, so you know you have to make a decision on what you want to do. But I'm glad you're here so that you can learn how to do this. Okay. And you mentioned that, you know, you're up in age. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter, right? If we are if we learn this information, right, in a month, right, you can do things differently, right? We can all do things differently. All right. So I just want to thank you for being here. Okay. The thing about this trade is that it's not a trade right now. Okay. It's not a trade right now. At some point, it might be tradable. At some point, but it's not a trade right now.
Well, I'll see what it's doing tomorrow. It showed me that, see, these charts are a bit different to the ones I have. So I use TC 2000.
Okay.
I don't know whether I can get candlesticks on it or not. Actually, I don't use the candlesticks, but I think they tell you they tell you, more than anything else. It seems to.
Yeah, it'll give you more information, a lot more information.
A better picture of what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a look. TC 2000.
No, sir. No, I do not.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it works all right for me. But I'll see if they got. I think it costed me. No, I think it's $10 a month to get the chart. To get the chart.
Okay.
And they also run a brokerage system. I don't use this, but they also run a brokerage system, so you can actually buy and sell, with the chart in view, all the time if you want to. If you're a trader, you can do it on the screen at the same time, buy and sell on the same screen as the chart, But
hey guys, we're gonna finish soon. It's such a pleasure to have Mr. Trevor on, all right? Because he's been around a long time, right? He's been an investor, trying to invest, right? He's been through. I'm sure you were around Black Monday, right? You've seen all the you've seen all this.
Yeah, I was in 2008 or 9. I was looking at the charts and I actually saw the bottom, what turned out to be the bottom. No, I didn't have I didn't have any courage to put money in. But had money in at that point, I don't know what this thing, but it was the bottom in 2008 or 9, or it might have been 2009. I actually saw it on the chart. I remember seeing it, down she goes and up she goes. I thought, well, I forget what scale I was looking at, but it was quite a pronounced reversal,
Yes.
And now, I'm kind of kicking myself now. If I'd have put money in there, I'd have probably got 4 times my money back. But I didn't know, I didn't know enough to do it, so I didn't do it.
You didn't know enough.
Yeah.
So you think if you had, and then you had gotten, you had that trade in 2001, right? 2000 that didn't work out, right?
That kind of scared me off,
That scared you off. That scared you off.
Interested in watching and seeing, but I was so scared in losing money, I didn't do anything, because I'd lost it. Well, I hadn't lost it because I hadn't in 2000, whenever I started investing, I didn't put as much money in as what it was worth, because things were going up so rapidly. You were sort of doubling your money in a short time.
Yeah.
So I didn't lose any money. I only sort of lost from the point of view that if I'd have sold, I'd have had a lot more than what I did when I did sell. So, which is damn well annoying,
Yeah. What an amazing story. So let me ask you, so if you had some skills, let's say for instance, so 2001, when you went through the mutual fund situation, do you think if you had gotten some skills then you would have been ready for the 2008, 2009, 2010, when you saw that bottom? Do you think you would have had the confidence and the courage to get back in and perhaps take advantage of that big run? Really, literally.
Yeah, if I'd known more about things, yeah, I probably would. Yeah. Because I am, I'm not necessarily I'm not a gambler.
Yeah.
But I don't mind taking if I think it's going to repay me more than what I put in, then I'll do something. But I'm not a sort of a gambler or anything like that. Although it is gambling, really. But if you gamble on the real data, then it's not so much of a gamble, is it?
It's not. No, it's not so much, right? Because you have some tools, right? You have tools, and you're aware of what's going on.
It's not like you're throwing dice, where you're relying totally on chance. At least if you've got charts like we've got here and understand them and know that, what's possible to happen, then it's ammunition, isn't it? That you can use. So, yeah, I can see the philosophy in the charting. It's wonderful, really, but, you've got to know what you're doing.
You've got to know what you're doing, right? You've got to know what you're doing.